For my final year of university, I've been studying investigative journalism, teaching me how to deeply investigate something, which could lead me to find political corruption, controversy, or corporate wrongdoing. Any investigation has got to be original, and it's got to mean something to have that human element. But above all, I've learned you've got to find the truth. With that in mind, I focused on something I'm passionate about: football. A sport that's meant to equalise everyone to talk about the beautiful game with no judgment, apart from what team you support. But sometimes it's not always equal, which poses a question for me: are disabled football fans treated unfairly with transport to away games? My first step was to scour through the leagues. As you can tell, there's a fair few. And let's just see what the initial protocol is for transport to away games. So I started off at the top with the Premier League. My first observation was that instead of going directly to the clubs to get transport, I instead was referred to Thomas Cook Sport, who organised all the coach travel to the majority of Premier League clubs, such as Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, and so much more. Thomas Cook Sport's motto is to get you closer to the action, but sometimes this isn't the case. I sent requests to different clubs in different leagues to get the exacts on how much coach travel costs, as I was given a lead by a disabled supporter who wishes to remain anonymous that he once paid £250 for a coach travel, and he felt discriminated as able-bodied Just Standard supporters paid just £25. As of this, I decided to reach out to people on social media and see if they had any similar horror stories. I asked on a Twitter poll: have you ever been overcharged for away travel due to your club not providing accessible coaches? As you can see from the results, there was a shocking amount who said yes. Then all of a sudden, Kate, a CEO from Better Things, an independent charity which focuses on inclusion for people with disabilities, got in touch with me to tell me about something she experienced at a Premier League club. Kate attended Manchester United versus West Ham away with a group of people who were disabled or had mobility issues as a fun trip in partnership with the charity group she works for. So to get down to the London club, she went via the Thomas Cook Sport Accessible Coach. The initial coach journey was fine, however it was only until they turned up to West Ham and the approved coach ended up being refused by the club to drop off the passengers next to the ground, which would have been safer for disabled supporters. Instead, they were actually asked to go 20 minutes up a hill in the coach and be dropped off at the top. However, due to the disability and minimal mobility of the passengers, this was a near impossible journey for them to actually get to the ground, especially on a busy match day. She reported it to West Ham United and he didn't wish to answer the issues. She even contacted Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, but through both got no response. This got me thinking, if there are issues in the Premier League and there are support systems in place at football grounds, is there enough support travelling to the grounds for disabled fans? I quickly realised that for National League clubs and below, due to the budget, it was difficult for them to put away coaches on, so it was rare to see the possibility for wheelchair-bound passengers in these leagues. Then it became more common throughout League 2 and above and more affordable, especially Crawley Town, who are now a household name for the campaign Fans for Diversity. But then I came across Oldham Athletic, who stuck out as a League 1 side who have just been relegated to League 2. However, before that big change, a professional power chair player who's been an Oldham fan all his life, who's suffered difficulty travelling to games, got in touch with me. He said, "I've been following Latics all around the country all my life. I luckily have a mobility car, so if it's a short away game, we'll use that. Or if it's far away, I'll get the train like when it's Northampton. Oldham's coach travel has never been accessible, so I've requested many times before, but they said to me, it would cost the club more financially. You need to realise we don't have the same budget as everyone else." It's not a good enough excuse. I even got referred to their coach company Tara Leisure and they ignored me. I phoned Oldham for comments on this and they refused to answer, but said that if we emailed, they'd reply within 1 working day. And it's currently a week later, and I'm still waiting for that response from them. The Equality Act 2010 legally protects people from discrimination in wider society, and it seems here that people who are disabled aren't getting as fair treatment as able-bodied supporters, and the funding for the coaches are being spent elsewhere rather than prioritising everyone in the football community.